A new CNN film documents 18 months inside the 2024 election from the perspective of one of the Democratic Party's most legendary strategists, James Carville. Here's a preview.
There's nothing that says more to say more than Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. And James believes that, change wins.
He reeks of yesterday. He's a stitch of yesterday. He is so yesterday. If I think of yesterday, if I think of an old calendar, I think of George Bush's face on it.
Tell you that America is...
One of the things I think in 92, I think in 2024, who wins really matters. It's very stark right now. We got this horrible threat of Trump coming back into office.
We're in uncharted territory.
Right here.
A lot of people are confounded by how close the race is, given President Biden's record and given what we know about Donald Trump.
He admires Biden a lot and thinks he's been a very good president. But it's hard to make the case that Joe Biden can win an easy re-election, because he can't.
Hello, Mr. Carville. This is Joe in the control room. Are you able to hear me?
I hear you fine, New York.
The path to victory is his religion. That's what he cares about. How do you get from here to there, and there has to be winning.
Joining us now, the Raging Cajun himself, James Carville. James, good to see you. We'll talk about the film in a moment. Looks fascinating. I do want to ask you, let's jump in and talk about the news a little bit, because Donald Trump is talking about how he wants to handle those Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio. Let's listen to this, talk about it on the other side.
You have to remove the people and you have to bring them back to their own country. They are, in my opinion, it's not legal.
So you would revoke the temporary protected status?
Absolutely, I'd revoke it and I'd bring them back to their country.
What if they won't receive them,
They
like
will.
they're not?
Well, they're going to receive them. They'll receive them. If I bring them back, they're going to receive them.
Okay.
Yeah, James, I mean, I know you've seen a lot in politics over the years. I don't think you or anybody else really for that matter, have encountered a politician talking about people eating cats and dogs, as Donald Trump was talking about in Springfield, Ohio. But I mean, to put that sort of to the side for a moment, this prospect of Trump saying he's going to just mass deport all of the Haitian migrants in Springfield, what did you make of that?
Well, first of all, the people of Ohio, Springfield, according to the governor and the mayor, are quite happy that this has been a boon to the economy of that town. And when you start talking about deporting people, how are you going to deport them? They have certain rights. I mean, I understand it. They're here legally, and they have a ton to contribute. But the cats and dogs thing. Of course, it's been debunked and shown to be not true. But since when does he care about telling the truth? If Haitians are the perfect target for him. They're kind of black, and they come from an impoverished nation. They actually speak some version of French. They're just a perfect target for him. And he doesn't look at any of them as human beings, which I think it seems like their fellow citizens in Springfield do look at them as human beings, as they well should.
Yeah, I mean, we've done lots of segments on Springfield, and I mean, just about everybody we've spoken with has said, that they've been welcomed with open arms in that community, and that they've had a positive impact on that community. But, I do want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, James. I mean, what do you make of Kamala Harris being out on the campaign trail today with Liz Cheney? Did you ever think you would see a day where a Cheney would be out on the campaign trail on behalf of a Democratic candidate?
The short answer is no.
Yeah.
And I tell people the coalition right now goes from Dick Cheney to AOC. So there's a lot of ground for you in the middle there, people, I promise you. Look, I think it's important. I hope more of these people sitting on the sidelines, Republican types, who see Trump glorifying January the 6th, to see Trump demeaning the military. We know that's a fact. I hope more of these people come out and say something, because the 9/11 truth is, how can you sit there and go through 9/11, as my wife did, was in the basement of the White House, and say, well, that was all an inside job. I mean, it's so insane. You don't know where to fit, and this Laura Loomer's riding around on an airplane with it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird, Jim. It's really weird.
No, it is. And I mean, and that leads me to this question, James. How is this election so close? I mean, we had this new filing from Jack Smith yesterday that lays out, you know, Donald Trump saying, so what, that Vice President Mike Pence at that time, that his life was in danger. I mean, you know, the stuff about the cats and dogs in Springfield. I mean, you name it. Every day there's a new sort of headline filled with outrage over what former President Trump is saying. How is it so close? And what's your gut on what's going to happen?
Well, it's the polling, which is, I like polling. I read them. I think they try to get it right. The polling says it's pretty close. I'm not convinced it's going to be close when we start counting the votes. And you know what happens, Jim, if there's 7 swing states, and I can't emphasize this enough, the most unlikely scenario is it breaks 4-3. Usually these elections break in tandem. And I think it's much more likely that those 7 swing states break 5-2 or 6-1. So let's wait. And she does have, it's a modest lead, I agree, and it's too close for real comfort. But the Democrats are not in the lead in July, mid-July. We're in the lead now by a little bit. But I think the possibilities that she can build on that are not to be diminished.
All right, let's talk about the documentary. And, you know, this covers a lot of ground, especially the 2024 race. And James, you and I talked about this several times, how you thought Joe Biden was not the candidate to win this time around. Why do you think everybody was seeking you out? Are you the Oracle of Louisiana? What's the deal?
I don't know, Jimmy. The truth of it is, I had a platform. I really thought that. I really dug deep into the polls. I talked to a lot of people, and I came to a conclusion, and I was comfortable with that conclusion. And I thought Biden should reconsider his candidacy. And at the end of the day, for the good of the country and himself and everything else, he did do that. Yeah. But, you know, I'm going to be 80 this month, and I have some familiarity with the ravages of old age, and I don't think they're compatible with the obligations of the Oval Office.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with the ravages of middle age, for that matter, but, you know. But James, you took a lot of shots, though, from inside your party, the party that you love, the party that you helped put over the top in '92 and '96. But you stuck to your guns.
Well, I was pretty comfortable, you know, honestly. And I didn't take any shot that I didn't fully anticipate. I mean, I've been around long enough to know when I started saying this that people were going to be put out with me. And I understand that. And, you know, it's just a question of anybody would know me, know I gave this long, hard thought. But once I pull the switch, I pull the switch. It's you can't, but I don't know what, ring a bell?
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, some of the stuff they would send out, and he's a bedwetter, nobody's heard of this guy since, you know, the 90s and that kind of stuff. And that was, if anything, it was about exactly what I expected.
All right, James. Well, you know, another big part of this special is your 30-plus year marriage to Republican strategist Mary Matalin. I know I just think she's the best, and every time I've had a chance to talk to her, I just think the world of her and both of you. So, thank you so much. Good luck with the documentary, James. We really appreciate it, as always.
I'm a fortunate man. I have a great wife. So, yes, sir. I'm so glad that she agreed to participate in this. This is great. Thank you, Jim.
That is always a good thing. Best of luck to you, James. Thanks a lot.